Your brain is currently running an invisible rationing protocol, quietly throttling your emotional capacity, and you never gave it permission to do that. This isn't about working too hard or sleeping too little. It's about a set of silent biological drains firing beneath your awareness every single day, steadily consuming your system before exhaustion ever announces itself. Think about the last time a truly massive crisis wiped you out emotionally. A serious confrontation, a genuine loss. Now compare that to yesterday, when you checked your phone 47 times, half answered 3 texts you felt awkward about, and quietly suppressed mild irritation in 2 separate conversations. Which one actually drained you more? Here's the mechanism. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's regulation engine, runs on a finite daily supply of glucose and cortisol bandwidth. Think of it like a battery with a slow, invisible drain. Every time you suppress a flicker of irritation, choose the diplomatic reply, or manage a small background anxiety, the prefrontal cortex has to override the amygdala, your threat detection system, and that override costs real metabolic energy. A single override is nearly nothing, but you're not running one override. You're running 20 browser tabs simultaneously. Unread notifications, unresolved minor conflicts, ambient low-grade worry sitting quietly in the background. Research on decision fatigue consistently shows that it's the cumulative weight of small, frequent regulation events, not singular dramatic ones, that collapses the system fastest. The big crisis hits once. The micro drains run all day. But the drain from decisions is only half the problem. The second mechanism is the one almost nobody catches, because it disguises itself as rest. Those 20 simultaneous browser tabs your brain is running right now. Which one hits you hardest? The unread notifications piling up, or the conversations you keep half avoiding? Drop your answer in the comments below. Because the second drain is actually the sneakier one. And it's probably the reason you feel wiped out even on days you'd call easy. But here's where the invisible drain becomes a trap. Because the thing you're doing right now to recover from it isn't actually recovering you. It is biologically impossible to replenish emotional bandwidth while your nervous system remains in a low-grade threat state. And most of what passes for rest, scrolling, passive TV, background podcasts, keeps the system in exactly that state. Think of it like trying to recharge your phone while a power-hungry app runs in the background. The progress bar creeps forward, but you never actually hit a full charge. Cortisol stays mildly elevated during passive screen rest, which means your emotional regulation system never fully powers down. The battery drains faster than it refills. The fix isn't more rest. It's the right kind. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, has to be actively switched on for emotional resources to genuinely replenish. 3 things reliably flip that switch: deliberate silence with no input, slow exhale dominant breathing where the exhale runs longer than the inhale, and single focus low stakes physical movement like a walk without your phone. These aren't wellness tips. They are biological switches with a direct mechanism behind them. Once you can see both drains, the invisible daily draw and the false recovery, you stop blaming yourself and start interrupting the cycle at the source. You now know the mechanism, the invisible daily drains, the false recovery trap, and why your system collapses before you see it coming. Mechanisms can be interrupted. Subscribe for the next video, which walks you through how to actually flip those parasympathetic switches in real time.